back, everyone. Now we're going to be with Dr. Hussam Timani. He is Associate Professor at the Department of Philosophy and Religious Studies, and he did some fascinating research I want to talk about. So let's welcome to the show Dr. Timani. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Timani, how did you get started in this research? Actually, you know what? Why don't you define the word Takfir for us, and then you can tell us how you got started in the research for this.
Okay, the term Takfir is Arabic for the act of one Muslim declaring another Muslim infidel. Which means the excommunication of believers from the community. So this is the term Takfir. And when we say Kafir, which means we are describing someone who was stripped from his or her beliefs. So Kafir is the infidel. Takfir is the action when you take this action to declare someone else as infidel.
Fascinating. And what got you started looking into this?
Well, I've been studying extremist movements in the Muslim world for the last 10 years, and I published my first book on the first Islamic movement in the 7th century to adopt this ideology. So that's how it started, and I get interested in movements that they adopt this ideology. And what got me interested in doing this research lately is the rise of the Takfirist movements, which means movements in the Muslim world today, especially in the Middle East, that they declared other Muslims infidel, like Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and other splinter groups, that they have been practicing this ideology lately. So I thought my research is to track the beginning, the roots of this theology or ideology, and this is my research that I started exploring how this theology emerged, and my research is limited only to classical and medieval Islam. So future research will explore this term and this ideology in contemporary Muslim movements.
Now, let me see if I can get some clarity just to make sure I'm not off track. So, for instance, the Sunni and Shia divide, is that an example of Takfir? Do they consider each other as infidels?
That's right. Well, if we look, usually this term is more popular among the Sunni Sunni sect. It doesn't mean that some Shias do not use it, but extreme Sunnis like ISIS, they declared Shias as infidels, which means they were Muslims and they are no longer Muslims. So which means Shias are infidels, they are automatically infidels. Now you have that ISIS, they declare some Sunnis as kuffar or kafir if they disagree with their theology. So now ISIS will assess the beliefs of their fellow Sunnis. But now Shias, they are automatically declared infidel or kafir, which means infidels. That's the Arabic they use for that.
And is there a direct correlation between the Takfir ideology and is there a correlation with violence there? Or is it just an ostracization of them? Do they just ostracize the other group? Or do they actually take some kind of...
That's right. So you have some interpretations. Now, it is interpretations. It's not something that in the Islamic teachings or theology. It is interpretation that if a Muslim is declared infidel or kafir, that person must be killed, eliminated.
Killed or eliminated?
That's the interpretation, and that's the modern Muslim movements, extremists. They believe that this is the right interpretation, and they believe that this is what they should do when they declare another Muslim infidel. And we saw that in the assassination of Anwar Sadat in 1981.
Oh, that's right.
The president of Egypt. and the Muslim extremist group declared him infidel, kafir, before they assassinate him.
Well, that's right. It's a good point.
Yes, it is linked to killing and violence. Definitely.
Now, we like to be balanced on the show. So normal contemporary Muslims or Islamic religion does not believe this. Is that correct?
No. The majority of Muslims, mainstream Islam, or modern Muslims, do not believe that a kafir, someone who is declared infidel, should be killed. No. So it is only interpretations used by extremists. You have some cases where Islamic courts, whether in Pakistan, in Egypt, where they convicted some Muslims of being infidel because they committed blasphemy, according to the Islamic court. Now, these people were not killed, of course, but they were declared non-Muslims. And that's it. So that's again, in modern times, that's how the concept was used to that extent. But extremist groups, they take it to a new level, to a higher level, by saying, well, a person who is declared a kafir should be killed.
That's a good thing. We want to make sure everybody understands that out there. They don't believe in the same thing as the extremists. And the other part, too, I guess I wanted to ask you is, I don't know if you did the research on this or you're familiar with it, the modern day Muslim or Islam, when they see an infidel or they meet somebody, I guess, who fits that type, what is usually the thought process? Is it something, oh, they just don't believe in Muhammad, I feel bad for them, and move on? Or do they want to convert them? Do they have a kind of like a game plan with that?
Okay, you mean for non-Muslims with the extremist movements today?
No, the non-extremists.
Okay.
If they meet somebody, huh?
Yeah, can you repeat that question? I didn't get to your question, actually.
Yeah, if a modern day Muslim or Islamist today meets somebody who's, I guess, an infidel, somebody who doesn't believe in the Muslim religion, what do they think of that person? Do they think anything at all? Do they think, oh, I feel bad for them because they're not a Muslim?
I mean, again, this is it depends on the person. It depends on the country. So again, Islam is not monolithic. So you have Muslims who are very open-minded, who would accept anyone, whether they are atheists or they are Hindus or Buddhists or not, again, whatever they want to believe.
Okay.
They believe that, well, it is in the Quran that people are free to worship any deity they want. Jews and Christians, they are believers, and even you have in the Quran that other people, they are called believers, although they don't believe in God. So for modern Muslim and the mainstream Muslims, that if you don't believe in God, this is your opinion. Now, you have some people saying, well, we invite you to the Quran, we invite you to read in the Quran and to be a believer, it's better for you. But usually, and that's how it happened throughout the Islamic history, where Muslims conquered foreign nations where they had no belief, and the Muslims at that time invited them for Islam. If they didn't accept, they left them alone. So that's what you see in the Islamic teachings. Now, when I talk about the Muslim movement, the extremists declaring someone kafir and killing him, it's their own interpretation. So they look for materials that would help them provide this kind of interpretation, which the majority of Muslims disagree with this interpretation.
Got it. Perfect. That's what I wanted to make sure so people understood that.
Yeah.
And we're going to go back to Takfir in a couple of minutes. But before we go to commercial break, have you done any research at all in regards to the ISIL group, the ISIS group, or Al-Qaeda?
Well, yes. I mean, I've been following their ideologies, and that's right. I have done some research about their theology, their ideology, and where they trace their or how they support their views using some Islamic interpretation, some Islamic text to support their views. So I've done some research about that.
So I know we talked a little bit before during the commercial break that you were going to help us separate or show us the differences between ISIL and Al-Qaeda.
Yes. Well, Al-Qaeda was more interested in spreading their ideology overseas, going toward, again, their interest is outside the Muslim world. They believe that their ideology, their interpretation of Islam, should be dominant all over the world. So that their enemy really was, their enemies were the non-Muslims who were, whether it's in Europe, in the United States, they were not interested in making other Muslims the enemies. They were not really practicing takfir against other Muslims within the Muslim world, except for here and there where they believe that some Muslims, like the Saudi royal family, that they're not really good Muslims. All right, so now we see that Al-Qaeda is more international and its action toward non-Muslims. Now, ISIL split from Al-Qaeda, and why? Because they focused on the Muslims in the Middle East. So what happened is that ISIL established the Islamic Caliphate, what they call Islamic Caliphate, and their interest is to purify Islam. So Al-Qaeda was not interested in purifying Islam. Now ISIL was interested, or is still interested in purifying Islam, which means they have to assess the beliefs of people, of the Sunnis. So now they make sure that the Sunnis who live among them, they adhere to their ideology. Muslims who are not Sunnis, like Shi'is and others, they declare them kuffar, infidels, and we have seen how they dealt with Shi'is and with groups who are not Muslims. So now ISIL is not really international. Its goal is to establish an Islamic state and to purify Islam and to eliminate Muslims who either they do not adhere to the Sunni tradition, or if they are Sunnis, they want to make sure that they adhere to their own interpretation of Islam. And we see how ISIL is expanding only in Middle Eastern countries. Now, we hear about attacks that lately happened in Europe and the United States. These are attacks, again, they are ISIS-inspired, but they were not really called by ISIS to launch these attacks in the West. So that's how we see that ISIL is really adopting this idea of takfir in a way to purify Islam and to call the true Muslims, as they call them, to come and live in the Islamic State. So that's how Al-Qaeda is different from ISIL.
That's fascinating. There is a distinction there. Let me ask you this question. Is there any reward for attacking the Kofars?
Well, according to
the extremist groups, of course.
Interpretation, yes, they think it's a duty. Again, reward, maybe it's not, but it's a duty. And then if it is a religious duty, then there must be some reward. So again, they believe that it's a duty to eliminate the kuffar because they are too dangerous, because they pose a threat to Islam. And according to their interpretation, if you tolerate a kafir, which means you are contributing to damaging Islam, you are contributing or you are supporting harming Islam. So they believe that it's your duty to eliminate the kuffar because they are a threat to Islam. And even you have, they can dig and find some literature saying that if a Muslim who remains quiet when when he is in the presence of a kafir, which means he is a kafir too.
Oh, wow.
So this again is interpretation, which means if again encountering a kafir who is a threat to Islam, then this kafir must be eliminated for Islam to remain pure.
So basically, inaction is action.
That's right. That's right. Action, which means you are supporting really the infidels. You are supporting this idea that Islam again, or those who are trying to harm Islam or things like that. So yes, inaction is really action.
That's interesting, 'cause I know yesterday on the show I was talking to people about what we call a logical fallacy. It's called a Hobson choice, where they only give you two choices: either you're for or against us. There's no in between, and that seems like they're using that tactic as well.
That's right. So I mean, these movements who are adopting this ideology, well, they are on the rise in the Middle East. And in my research, I found that again, if you go back in time, when Islam was a great civilization, really Muslims did not practice takfir. It was just a term that they used and they studied. But what happened is, what I found is that when Islam started to decline, when there was a decline in the Islamic civilization, then the rise of Takfirist movement emerged. And the more you have Islam in decline, the more some extremists are going to adopt this idea. So this is what happens, that I make a link between decline of Islam and the rise of Takfirists. So Takfirists believe that by declaring other kuffar and eliminating them, they are trying to preserve Islam. So when Islam was at its height, at its peak, people did not need to practice takfir because it was, again, Islam was fine. So that's what I see, is that the more Islam in decline, the more you have those problems, Muslims going backward, there's no economy, no jobs, no intellectual advancements. I want to see more takfirists emerging, just believing that, well, this is the answer to all these problems.
That's why you're the expert, because you actually jumped ahead. That was my next question, is what motivates a lot of these takfirists. And you were saying the socioeconomic environment does, correct?
That's right. That's the question that further research is required to see what motivates people and more movements to become more into this idea to declare the order infidel. So, and this is my theory.
I know we have about 1 or 2 minutes left, and did you see any correlations, or have you found any or researched it yet in regards to education levels?
That's right. So there is discourse today. You have leaders, Muslim scholars, theologians in the Middle East, and talking about Muslim leaders, Muslim theologians, they are calling for reforming the education system about Islam. So, for example, the president of Egypt, Sisi, he said, well, there must be a revolution in terms of the changing the way people are educated about Islam. So there is somewhere something wrong that is happening in terms of how people are educated about Islam. So now, this is for the first time, is that people are saying, well, let's look what is being taught in these schools, and there must we have to do something about reforming, which means better education that is suitable for the modern world, for the 21st century, where it's globalization, where people are interacting with each other. So education is key to definitely defeat this ideology.
Absolutely. Dr. Timani.
It has to come from the Muslims, definitely.
Oh, it has to come from the Muslims themselves.
That's right.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Timani, again, for being here. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much for the work you're doing. We will talk to you soon. Is there anywhere we can go to find more information about you?
I have a website on my school at Christopher Newport University, and I can't think of other, again, Google.
Google, there you go.
You can Google me.
The cheapest business card around. Thank you again, Dr. Timani. We truly appreciate your time.
I hope I answered all your questions. So.
Oh, you did, but you cost about 100 more, but you did answer all my questions.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.